So this morning we had CPI data come out, which gave us this crazy candle. So whenever we have some type of CPI, PPI, jobless claims, any type of big data events around 8:30 Eastern, I like to mark out the low that was created and the high that was created. Now with that, I usually look for some type of setup. Now we got a really nice wick with good volume right below the data low over here on ES. So that was a potential long. I did not take this trade, but it was something that we were looking at on the Twitch at Kevin Futures. I do go live on there Tuesday through Thursday and also on YouTube at Bullish Bears Trading. But this was a long setup I was looking at. The risk to reward on this, if you did want to give it a little bit more space, would have been about a 3-to-1. I usually like to look for closer trades, maybe a 4-to-1, even a 6-to-1, because then with those trades, what you can do is if we are failing to hit that take profit, you are able to, cut your winner short, but still have a good risk to reward on it.
So would you have taken gains here, though, or are you waiting for it to hit the top?
So I would probably take some contracts off at this point because right now we're coming into a 30-minute supply zone. I'm going to show you the two zones we have marked out up here. The first zone we broke through with that data, but we ended up rejecting right before we hit that second zone. Now, if you notice, we have previous day high at 60.36 and previous day low at 59.86. Today's price action has been especially choppy, especially if we look at something like the 5-minute. And it's almost like we're able to tell and expect some type of chop because we haven't broken that previous day high, that previous day low. We're expecting range-bound price action because we haven't created a new high from yesterday or broke a new low from yesterday. So okay. This would have been a real nice trade because it's a range-bound trade, right? We're not getting in expecting a new high of day. We're not getting in expecting a new low of day. We're getting in expecting to buy the lows and sell the highs.
You kind of talked about the range bounds. This is what I have on the 30-minute on the NQ. Now it's the MNQ. But you've kind of got, the consolidation that you kind of mentioned. And you can see I've got alerts set as well at 21.57 and also 21.251 for the top break. So we'll see where it ends up want to go. Now I will go ahead and trade, and I have traded. Matter of fact, here I can go ahead and show. Where are my executions? There we go. Apply to all. Should show them. Yep, there you go. So you can see I've took a couple of trades. One of them were, and this is on the micro E-mini NASDAQ futures, 15-minute chart. Purchased 5 contracts at 21,131, sold them at 21,148. So a quick little 13, 14-point trade. I saw it kind of making higher highs, if you will. Continuously, you saw wicks on the 15-minute. You saw buyers step up, and as soon as I saw that, I went ahead and got in. Currently, it is above VWAP, so we'll see if it does want to continue going from red to green. We'll see if it does want to do that, but for now, I'm going to sit off the sidelines, and that's what I've got. So how would you try to kind of play it now, right? Yeah. So would you wait for it to, what's the game plan here for you?
I mean, that's great how you have it marked out right now. That was a great trade. You took great trading that momentum. Let's see. So the last time we were at this 60-30 level, that I'll show you guys again real quick. So right now, we made a previous high. We made a pivot high right below supply at 60.30.25, and we made that with the data, right? So CPI gave us a strong move. Once that move started to fade, it gives us our data high. Once that move moves in one direction, it also gives us our data low. So again, that's sort of how I would trade that, is I would target, once we start rejecting and reversing at, say, the data low, look to take out the data high. But at this point, because we are still range bound, I would really be patient and wait to see if we could get a rejection around 60.30, because like I mentioned before, the last time we were around 60.30 to 60.35, we dropped about, let's see, bring up our ruler tool. We dropped about 40 points on the ES, right? So the last time we were in this zone, and this is an area that was resistance a whole bunch of times before we finally had a strong move lower. So instead of trying to take that breakout higher, I want to see if sellers could trap those buyers and move back lower. And I'll maybe look to target perhaps a VWAP or some other area of consolidation. So it would look something like this. Would target maybe the next area or the next pivot, right? Because a lot of people who were trying these long positions, they're going to have their stop losses trailing at recent pivots, like this pivot or this pivot. A lot of times that people will put their stop losses at a wick.
Yeah.
right? Those wicks bring a lot of strength. They say this: the body tells a story, and the wick tells the damage.
Yeah.
So this wick right here telling the damage tells me that we had a good chance at making our way back higher to at least the 6023. And this data high right here, this wick high right here with supply, if I didn't have that supply zone and I was a retail trader looking at the chart, I would say, oh, we took out this low. We're going to go make a new high a day and we're going to continue. But because I have my zones, I'm aware of how we reacted the last few times we were in this area. I'm going to be patient and look to play it with the higher probability, higher odds. Are we going to reject the zone again like we have in the past? Or if we don't, I'll be patient and wait to see if we can get a real break over it. And once we break over it, I'll look to use this zone as an area to go long and target the next supply zone.